First of all, you guys, I want to speak about the idea of the higher self and how this self speaks to us, through us, as us, and how to really connect to that higher self of yours, which is in essence your true being, your true self, which is in essence you. It is, the higher self is pure positive energy. It is pure positive energy. It is the energy that guides you through not the filter of fear. You know, when you receive an intuition that feels fully on point, when you receive an intuition that feels fully in alignment, that is your higher self. When you receive an intuition that is purely based off love and pure positive energy, that is your higher self. Now, in order to connect to your higher self, you have to really listen to your intuition. You have to really listen to your body. What your body tells you, that is what you have to follow. What your body tells you is that what you have to embrace, you know. And again, you are that higher self, you are that higher guidance. And the higher self is really the eternal self. It is not just about you, it is the self that contains the whole universe. It is the self that is not separated from anything in this life. It is the self that is not separated from this space-time reality, if you want to call it this way. It may go even beyond space and time, because we as infinite beings, we are beyond space and time. Now, the higher self is your true self. The higher self is really that connection to the heart center. The higher self is always guiding you. It is always protecting you. He is always protecting you because it is your truest self. Okay, and the more that you open your consciousness and the more that you remove the mask, is the more that you step into that higher self. And really, in connecting to the higher self, you realize that you have the power to really transcend limiting consciousness. In connecting to the higher self, you have the power to transcend negativity and be in that pure positive state, which is awesome, which is really a good feeling, which is something that allows you to be your complete self, you know. And I realized that we have to go beyond duality. You know, we have to go beyond duality. We have to go beyond the limits of the good and the bad, between the limits of our resistance, between the limits of our between limits, beyond limits. I mean, we have to go beyond limits and really be in the present moment. The higher self is about you being focused. The higher self is about you staying connected to your source. It is source energy. Source energy is pure positive energy. It is the energy that sustains our body. It is the energy that sustains our chakra system. It is the energy that sustains our consciousness. Now, the more that we silence the mind is the more that we step into higher awareness. The more that we silence the mind is the more that we are connected to our higher self. Okay? And really, the higher self never really abandons you, because it is actually you. It is your avatar. It is who you are in this reality. It is who you are in all realities. It is actually the best version of yourself. It is an amazing feeling to stay connected to your higher self, because it is pure positive energy. Okay, so I realized that in order to really connect and become our higher selves, we have to let go of the negative parts of ourselves that are blocked. We have to let go of the negative parts of ourselves that are in resistance. We have to let go of our egos. You know, we have to let go of our egos. And we also have to, in a way, understand our egos and how our egos work, you know, because the ego is about separation, the higher self is about connection. You know, the higher self doesn't compare itself to anybody. The higher self is that consciousness that is oneness with everything. You know, the higher self is about really stepping into completeness, and the higher self is really about seeing yourself as the other. you know. And I realized that operating with positive intentions and operating with positive energy is actually one good way to be connected to your true self, because we are, as humans, we are positive. We are positive as humans, you know. Positivity is our latest state of consciousness. It is the ultimate state of consciousness. That is source energy. And from a perspective, we desperately need more kindness. We desperately need more kindness on planet Earth, you know. And I realize that we don't have to necessarily see ourselves as separated from the world, because that is the ego, and separation is an illusion. What we have to do is really connect ourselves as one tribe. That is the higher self. The higher self wants to connect. The higher self wants to love. The higher self wants to embrace the world. You know, the higher self is the world. The higher self is the universe. You are it, you know, you are not separated from it, you are it. So we live in an amazing universe. We live in a universe that allows us to discover itself through ourselves. No, I mean, we discover ourselves through the consciousness that is in the universe. And we are connected to that consciousness. So source energy and the universe always expands itself. And when you see yourself as part of this amazing consciousness, when you see yourself as part of this amazing universe, you will also expand as well. You will also expand as well. You know? So this is the higher self. It is source energy. It is the feeling in our hearts that wants to connect us as one. You know, the higher self wouldn't actually guide you to do something that you are forced to do it. The higher self wouldn't guide you to do something that you feel forced to do it. That would be the ego. The higher self is patient. The higher self trusts life. The higher self knows that he can always relax more. He can always trust where he is. He can always reset his energies. He can always take time to take a bath. He can always take time to listen to good music, you know. He can always take time to relax more. But he also takes time to put in the work. He also takes time to really expand its consciousness. So guys, realize that the more that we are connected to ourselves, to our bodies, you know, the body holds a frequency, and the more that we raise the energy of the body is the more that we raise the energy of our consciousness. So in a way, living in a pure state is good. Living in a pure state is good, and living in a pure state actually allows you to connect to your higher nature. Living in a pure state allows you to connect to that to that pure positive state of consciousness, you know. So let go of the negativity. Let go of the negativity and see what happens. Let go of the separation and see what happens. Step into your abundant self and see what happens. Do the work and see what happens. Relax more and see what happens. Embrace life and see what happens. But of course, we also have sometimes to go through hard moments. We also have to go sometimes through moments where we feel like we are losing ourselves. Because the alchemist actually gets to be born out of the shadow. Okay, we also have to embrace our negative side. We also have to embrace the fact that we may be lost sometimes. We also have to embrace the fact that maybe we are not feeling like we are enough. Maybe we have to embrace the fact that we don't necessarily are at our best potential, you know. But this is actually an opportunity for you to expand your consciousness. This is actually an opportunity for you to really become whole and complete. This is actually an opportunity for you to really raise your levels of awareness and really step into that higher guidance of yours, you know. So yeah, the higher self always speaks to us. It never abandons us. It is actually us. It is actually us at some level. It is actually us, okay? So stay connected to yourself. Love yourself in the process. Love yourself in the process and let go of your ego. let go of your ego, and really attune yourself to the present moment, and see yourself like you are already there, you are already complete, you are already in tune with what you want to create, you are already in tune with what you want to expand yourself into, you are already in tune with who you're meant to be. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching, and see ya on what is coming up next. We are always evolving, we are always raising our consciousness, we are always transcending, and we are always moving towards our higher self. Okay, so yeah, this is today's message. This is my idea about the higher self and how you can actually step into it, and how you can really rediscover yourself in the process and really be that lion that you are. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching, and see ya on what is coming up next. I love you.